than a barbecue in Texas. Let's see him duke it out.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. Let's see what these fighters have in store. Checks with the projectile.
Where you go?
We're still early in the round. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Both looking for an opening. They want to get in and do damage. Very dangerous range. They can definitely get clipped by something. From up above, you can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player one needs to be cautious with drive gauge. Takes a trip. Snipes him out of the air. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Double lariat, and now? Nice double lariat. Player one planting trees and people with the 7 beautiful letters. You love to hear them. See what eating your spinach does for you, kids? What a win!
Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Show me everything you have. This will be a good fight. Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try and do here in this first round. Puts one in the pocket. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. Okay, so a drive rush can really close the distance, putting moves that otherwise be out of reach in that sweet spot to launch a surprise attack. Dangerous range hit. If you're careless, any move with long recovery can get jumped in on for good damage. The jump in is denied. Denied up top. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Did well to get the buff in there. Uses the drive rush to deprive them of their turn. Digs in deep to get that drive impact. Target lock and scoop. Player two will have to fight back here without any drive. Planting trees and slight doubt is all it took. Player one draws first blood and it's on the board. And they keep the momentum. Tap those shins. Ooh, are we going to see some fireworks here? Medium kick hits. Still very early in the round. Keeping tabs on what the opponent is doing. They want to strike quick. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Shows the medium kick. Gotta be careful not to whip the hit the drive. Player one has it, springs forward with the drive rush. Headbutt. Jump. How did he get a read on that throw? Heavy punch sends him flying. Full stop drive rush. Scrapping it out up close. Medium kick. Amazing. Player one with the rhythm. Oh, huge chance after that wall splash. Player one is in a very good spot now. You're done. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Back to after start, they're not taking any chances. Blocks it. Ghost, this can lead to some big damage. Blow heavy. Great pokes, perfect range to zone the opponent. With super arts into play, it's really anything goes at this point. Jump! Gotta be careful not to whip this forward rush. closes the distance. Player 2 with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? Stop! Player 1 needs to slow down. Okay, here we go. Oh, you never burns out. Oh, we're taking a trip to the ground. Both sides getting licked. What are they going to do? A jump? Drive rush. Fireball uses their drive game. A jump in. Here comes the corner pressure. Time to go for broke. Links it. Opens the burrito. Player 1 clinches the win, but that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? The low kick hits. Saw that coming. Goes for the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. At this range, many attacks drive rush to keep it going. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give him a psychological advantage. Takes the hit and keeps on trucking. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Very solid corner switch. Gets out of the corner. Still struggling for control of the neutral. Player 1, it springs forward with the drive rush. Using moves out of drive rush for advantage is good for creating new chances. Lose the opportunity now in the corner. Full SA on the drive impact doesn't work. Siberia calls and they got a bed for you. A quick breather. Life lead here, but you can't teach that. Player 1 gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. Will we see our fighters feel each other out, or just let it fly in this opening round? Grabs a solid life lead after that huge combo. Will this choice to lay on the damage now ultimately pay off? Player 2 has the life lead. Did well to get the buff in there. The low heavy hits. Surprises him with the drive rush. Player 2 chases him down. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Adds parry to the pressure. Goes for a projectile, but rejects the air attempt. Player 2 draws first blood, and it's on the board. Can they keep the momentum? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of eyes them open with the Shoryuken. Neither of them willing to give up ground here. He springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Attempts to break this. This is gonna hurt. What are they doing? Side switch. Are we going to see a comeback here? Barely blocks the jump in. Time to reassess the situation. He's there! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? The drive impact doesn't work. The drive rush closes the distance. Oh, you never know what can happen here. Meets them air to air. They're in range. Hold it down. And just bet it all on the drive rush. Wow, okay. Super art control what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Yeah! Give them what they came to see. The good stuff. The top shelf stuff. Oh! Forward rush. Couldn't take that blow. Player 2 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. Gets a buff in the meantime. Blocks the ambiguous cross-up. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? This range is where it gets interesting. You gotta utilize the reach of your moves to bait out and attack. Goes for the drive rush there. Player 2 needs to be cautious with drive gauge. Takes a trip. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. They back the opponent into the corner, now to apply the pressure. KO! Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've piled up the knowledge. Now how are they going to use it? Takes a chance with a buck. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong in this range. What are they doing? Lots of damage on that by opting to go for the overdrive arm. Looking for a chance. A quick breather. There's nuh-uh to the impact. Springs forward with the drive rush. Checks with the medium kick. Medium kick hits. Reads the jump in perfect. KO. Who would have guessed how that match would have turned out? Not me. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. Reads them. Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Nails the anti-air, taking stock. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Where is their opening? So they break the KO. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Steps back to start things off. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 2 has seen better rounds compared to that last one. No doubt about that. But I know they'll want to reset the pace and run that back. Springs forward with a drive rush. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Jumps in! Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Player 1 has a slight life lead. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Going in? Headbutt. Super arc on deck for both fighters. How they approach this situation is big. Player 1 gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Not having the cross-up. Some fine spacing and timing. Still early in the round. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Side switch, now they're on the defensive. Player 1 has used up all their drive. Can they survive this badly timed burnout? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Shoots off a fireball up close. Drive gauge finally recovers. Springs forward with the drive rush. A chance for big damage with the punish count. Nice! Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Fireballs right out of the gate. They've piled up the knowledge. Now how are they going to use it? Double lariat, and now Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big opportunity coming. Both fighters have full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Both of them are ready for the throw. Springs forward with the drive rush. The spacing is so on point right now. Any mistake here will be big. I'll escape. Drive rush to keep it going. They return to center stage. What are they doing? What a smart throw! A trade, but still works out. Fireball into the corner. They're trying to force the opponent into making a mistake. Looking for a chance. Who will capitalize on an opening first? The drive game. Oh my God! Did they just choke it away? Puts the brakes on the impact. Some fighters overhead, but it won't work. What in anti-air? Medium kick into closing moments of the round. There's a medium kick. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. It's time for crowns up from above. Barely blocks the jump. Anti-air and the crunch. Heavy punch sends him flying. Throws a fireball. Oh, you never know what can happen here. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Blow heavy. Butterfinger. Crosses the T and dots the I when it burns out. Oh, we're taking a trip to the ground. Looking for a hold. Both sides reads the jump in perfect. Pressure building. Are you for real? Crushes the shin. Risky medium kick. Player 2. Gotta be sweating after that match. Someone bring him a towel. It is not over. They want that run back. How's this going to unfold? Nothing stops this train. Medium kick hits. Double lariat, and now goes for the drive rush. They're looking to keep on the offensive for as long as possible. Checks them with the projectile. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. What a clutch side switch there. Now's the time to capitalize. We're near the end of the round. I want to see someone shoot their shot. Come on. This range is where it gets interesting. You gotta utilize the reach of your moves to bait out and attack. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistake. Knockdown. AO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Did well to get the buff in there. Double lariat and now Player 1 drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Takes a chance with a buff. Was hungry for the grab. Jumps. Gets a little space with the throw. Brushes that off and keeps going. Planting trees and people with the power driver. Just go for it! Overhead, what a sick counter. It's like they knew exactly what was going to happen. Player 1 gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Reads them. Player 1 has the life lead. Got a small life lead, but it's not over. Will they hit, whip, charge in? Tricky territory here. Carries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Throws him. What's next? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Throws to get around their defense. Medium kick. Caught in the cross-up. Kick hit. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Everything up until now and everything from here on out is so vital. Heavy punch sends them flying. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Pokes with the medium kick. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. From up above, you can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Target lock and scoop. Full SAE springs forward with the drive rush. Shows the medium kick. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. The next interaction is really going to set the pace. Checks drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach this situation will planting trees and people with the power driver. What'll happen here? Forward rush. Life lead here, but it's still anyone's game. Okay, here we go. Springs forward with the drive rush. Drive parry. A parry? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Links it. Genius play to escape the throw. So you're just gonna stand there. Sticks out a kick. Perfect parry. They got a feast on this chance. Still alive? Still alive! at the 20-second mark, and the pressure starts to build. There's a burnout. Come on, you gotta take that throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Great headbutt. Jump. Barely blocks the jump in. Drive rush to keep it going. Player one is working with Sf6 at all on the drive rush. Siberia's calling and they got a bed for you. Both sides getting ready. Point blank range here. Player one has a drive rush. Close range projectile. Up while they're blinking. This is gonna hurt. This can lead to some big damage. Roll heavy. A jump. The air-to-air is good. And whip. They're wide open. Wow, okay. Escapes the corner and resets the situation midstream. The drive gauge is screaming for more attention. What a statement with that fireball. Close in, are you for real? Player two, gotta be sweating after that match. Someone bring him a towel. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Keeping them away. Barely blocks the jump in. Blocking a jump in attack leaves you at a disadvantage, so it's better to try an anti-air instead. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. It's down. Lots of aggression from both sides. Secures the jump in. Gets the knockdown, and now snares it. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Big low reaching heavy. Springs forward with the drive rush. Finishes things off with authority with that big punish counter. Player two draws first blood, and it's on the board. Can they keep the momentum? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? The attack is parried. This time the perfect parry, but it is still safe. The jump in is denied. Throws to get around their defense. Closes the gap for the grab. Gotta make sure not to splurge with that drive gauge and leave themselves vulnerable. It'll be interesting to see how both players utilize the drive gauge to dictate the terms of the match. Full SA meters on deck for both sides, planting trees and people with the power driver. What are they doing? Tries to do something new and goes for the fireball. Plain parry. Barely blocks the jump in. The spacing is so on point, springs forward with the drive rush. Both fighters have full super meter on deck. With the overhead denied. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. Jumps up. Sticks out a drive rush. Forward rush. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Presses for a reaction with the fireball. Can this drive bring them back? The truck closes it out. Player two puts a big win on the resume. They should get some extra points for that one. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. Pushes that off and keeps going. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Downs it. Well-timed command throw there. Very dangerous range. They can definitely get clipped by something. Shuts down the air approach. Goes for the drive rush there. A comeback's gonna be tough now. Can they do it? Overextended by a finger. Takes a trip. Throws a fireball here. KO. Player one draws first blood, and it's on the board. Can they keep the momentum? They've piled up the knowledge. Now how are they going to use it? Drive drive rush to keep it going. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Blocks! Bucks up. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Jumps, boom goes the dynamite. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach this situation will be interesting. Going in? Are we going to see a comeback here? Player one is barely hanging in there, but you gotta do better than that. Saw him coming and goes with the fourth anti-air. Amazing! That's the flip. You're done. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Rushes down the opponent to oppose their will. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor? The low kick hits. Great pokes, perfect range to zone the opponent. Target lock and scoop. Grounds them from above. Taking chunks out of each other here. The low, both sides getting it, just bets it all on the drive rush. Baits out the low kick. Hits the buff in there. Solid anti-air. Kick out of nowhere. Player one had to work extra for that one. Plenty of highs and lows in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. What are they thinking here? They were ready for that air attack. Don't forget, eyes to the sky when in the corner. Shoots off a fireball up close. This range is where it gets interesting. You gotta utilize the reach of your moves to bait out and attack. Knockdown. Surprises them with a drive rush. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Drive rush to keep it going. Hold your breath. We'll tap the clover. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Projectile to try to change the situation. Heavy punch sends him flying. Double lariat, and now player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. A quick breather. Barely hanging on. They have to optimize. KO. That's what happens when you capitalize on all your chances.
Comes a new challenger.
Both fighters are ready to get started. I can't wait to see what kind of tricks they have up their sleeves. Here we go. Let's see what these fighters have in store. Shows the overhead. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buy some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Neither of them willing to give up ground here. Gets a buff in the meantime. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. You gotta scramble and recover quickly. Tap those shins. Player one is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? We'll tap the closer. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give him a psychological advantage. Creates distance to try to get a read on the opponent. Did well to get the bump in there. Big bird kick. Throws to get around their defense. Throw option, always good for the damage. Scrapping it out up close. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Player one will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. They were experiencing burnout. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Noticeable challenges from above. Buff while they're blinking. Coach with the medium kick. Closing moments of the round. One hit's gonna hit the drive. Medium kick. Player one gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet.
Here we go.
Did well to get the buff in there. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Both fighters sitting on a full drive gauge. This might be the prime time to let it rip. Drive gauge available to break through or get pressure. Puts one in the pocket. Player two will be in a world of hurt if this drive gauge runs out. Shuts down the air approach. Blocks the jump in. All right, what's up now? Hoo-ha stopped to the brim. Look for them to turn up the heat now. Expect both fighters to crank it up a bit now that we're halfway through the round. Player one chases him down, taking stock. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Hits! Player one draws first blood and it's on the board. Can they keep the momentum? Overhead. Goes into the stance. Okay, they trade hits. Shows the medium kick. Ooh, burnout activated. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. They gotta watch out. And they survive this badly timed burnout. Both fighters have full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Player two needs to use the threat of it. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Satsu. When they're looking to connect with an overdrive arc from this situation, perfect read with the anti-air. Keeps them out. Lays down at some kick out of nowhere. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Jump. Oh, plot twist. Forward throw, laying the pressure on thick. Player one isn't a knocked him out of the air. Oh, you never know what can happen here. Links it. Not looking good. The corner's a bad place to be. Buffs while they're blinking. Connects with the throw. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of the... What? In anti-air? They're in range. We're going to see a jump in? A dash? Come on, you gotta tech that throw. Player one was an absolute beast in that match. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Projectile to try to change the situation. Fireballs are such good ground game tools, but you gotta be careful they don't get jumped. Uses the downtime to get above. Player two is just about out of drive after that. What are they thinking here? Player two needs to deal with this burnout. Can they outlast him? Player two chases him down. Checks him with the projectile. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strategy. Takes a trip. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. They gotta watch out. That drive impact is blocked. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Player one will have to fight back here without any drive. The corner makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Experiencing burnout. It's there! Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Takes a chance with a buff. Checks with the medium kick. Springs forward with the drive rush. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Medium kick hits. Player one will need to spend the meter on the super art. There's no chance skipping leg day. Hayoku-sen. What'll happen here? Player one will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for the side switch. Spending that drive gauge. The roll heavy's blocked. Opens him up with the throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Side hosho to start something. Connects with the medium kick. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Jumps up, cross-up attack. Oh, what a rush. The overhead denied. Experiencing burnout. Player one, there's a burnout. Taps to the funk squad engine. More fuel on the fire. Hook him up. Oh boy, both running empty on drive. This is a critical moment. These fighters down and out. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Spend some meter here, investing in the round. Early round super damage for the pressure. Now drive rush. Player one needs to use this is gonna hurt. What now? Player one is on the brink of disaster. All stocked up. Where's the full hawk gonna come into play? Player pairs a burnout. Watch while the blink. Grabs him smooth out of the air. Coach with the perfection. Hits the bucket. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Oh, what a rush. Full drive. The stage is set for a comeback. The overhead denied. Medium kick. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? This can lead to some big damage. Closes in. Here grabs. Oh, that raw super. Oh, it's over. Player one clinches the win, but that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Takes a chance with a buck. That throw's not going to reach. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Super armor does its job. All right, what's up now? Did well to get the buff in. I wonder how both fighters will adapt to what we've seen so far. We're close to the point where one mistake could end the round. Player one, maintaining the corner pressure for some juicy damage. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Shows the medium kick. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. They gotta be careful with the remaining drive. Player two. Ooh, burnout activated. KO. Player two draws first blood and it's on the board. And they keep the momentum. Dashes forward. Ooh, are we going to see some fireworks here? Gets a buff in the meantime. Drive rush to keep it going. Using moves out of drive rush for advantage is good for creating new chances. Both sides have the super gauge maxed and ready to rip. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Jumps in. Serenity Stream. Going in? Barely blocks the jump in. Jump! Smart play with the throw. A quick break. Springs forward with the drive rush. KO! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Takes a chance with a buff. It's a classic spinning bird. Overhead. Perfect read with the anti-air. Nah, you can't fool anyone with that jump in. Player two, head leg. Oh, what a rush. She's tearing through him with the Sosa Rosa. Finish him like you mean it, Chun-Li. Player two, looking for the overhead this time. Noticeable uses their drive gauge. They gotta go. Going in. What are they gonna do? Player one, this is gonna hurt. Muster up, baby. You gotta hand it to both our fighters. They put on a real clinic for it.
Comes a new challenger.
Both fighters are ready to get started. I can't wait to see what kind of tricks they have up their sleeves.
You call, I answer.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. Let's see what these fighters have in store. They're at risk of dangerous pressure. Gotta avoid this corner. Player one is mixing it up and has him shaking in the corner. There's a corner switch. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. They gotta watch out. Low, heavy hits, mix-up incoming. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Player one chases him down. Changing up the beat with the hidden barrier. Each hit is so important. Player two can't use any more drive without burning out. A quick breather. Shows him experiencing burnout. It's there. Player two with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. Uses a target combo as a filler. Combo with the target combo. Picks a good spot to use the super. Uses the gauge for the super art. They want to show they're not playing around. Counting on the super art to do the business. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player one is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Brushes that off and keeps going. Jump! Side switch out of the corner. Ooh, burnout activates. Connects with the throw. Player one is in a very good spot now. Closing moments of the round. One hit's gonna... That combo finishes it! Player two is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Shows the medium kick. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Both looking for an opening. They want to get in and do damage. Player one is just about out of drive after that. Downs it. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. The corner makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. KO. Player one draws first blood and it's on the board. Can they keep the momentum? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Jumps! There's a change of sides. Steals back a chance. Player two will look to apply pressure here. What'll happen here? Aims for the legs with the slide. Player one springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Player one can't use any drive moves without burning out. They exchange blows. Gets in a Hadouken. Ooh, burnout activates. Risky up close knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Oh, kick out of nowhere. Player one gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. The jump in is denied. We're still early in the round. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. Still feeling each other out. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. All right, they throw them into the corner. They're looking to keep the pressure on and do some damage. Cuts off the escape route. They want to deny them as much as possible to maximize their damage. At this range, many attacks connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is so important. The attack is parried. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Holds out with the block. Serenity Stream. Player 2. Their timing was on point there. That perfect parry may lead to something. Oh my heart, I can't, man. Snatches victory from the jaws of defeat. Player 1 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum. Reaches out within the super activation. You can't forget the super for extra damage. Everything up until now and everything from here on out is so vital. Player 1 is holding on to that corner advantage. Spins the ball on Kikosho. Player springs forward with the drive rush. Knockdown, flawless. They got them so quick. See what eating your spinach does for you kids? What a win! Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. Low heavy. Picks up some damage with a long-reaching attack. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where's this match gonna go? Both looking for an opening. They want to get in and do damage. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Sticks the jump in. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. All right, what's coming next? Player 2 chases them down, cleans up the round with a decisive drive impact. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now how are they going to use it? Spices things up by adding the super art to the combo. You know she ain't skipping leg day. Mayoku-sen. Was that super the turning point of this round? Hits him with the vagabond edge. Takes the high ground. You can open up chances to do big damage by fading something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is the smart meter management. Player 2 is holding on to that corner advantage. Adds some damage and flair with the super. Uses the gauge for the super art. They want to show they're not playing around. Counting on the super art to do the business. A real test of nerve here. KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Creates distance to try to get a read on the opponent. Keeping them away. Medium kick. Here comes the corner pressure. Amazing. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Somehow manages to block the jumping. Tricky hit barrel. Yo, what's next? Oh, doesn't go. Masashi. They switch sides. Player, oh, what a rush. Covers their track with hidden barrier. This can lead to some big damage. So, noticeable life lead is a there's a burnout. Oh, stunned off the wall. Going on the ride on the vagabond edge. Player 1 is in a very drive impact misses. Puts the brakes on the impact. Baits out the low kick. Player 2 can't use any drive. Finds the target. Crushes in. Are you for real? Player 1 is gonna be watching replays of this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Cross-up attack. Gets the launch with vagabond edge. Sticks the combo. Player 2 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. That drive impact is blocked. You can block impact, but it's still going to cause you some drive gauge. Player 1 is using their drive liberally. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. At this range, many attacks connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is so important here. They trade. Hits. Player 2 draws first blood and it's on the board. And they keep the momentum. Creates distance to try to get a read on the opponent. Dashes up. Takes the hit and keeps on trucking. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to fill out the situation. Still still feeling each other out. Sees it coming and blocks it out. They trade hits and now throws him. What's next? What'll happen here? And already back to the wall. Chases him into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Tap those shins. There's a change of sides. Max SA gauges. They both have a chance to score a big payday. Scoring on the ride on the vagabond edge. Life lead here. Turning it all the way up with the super. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super. Pops him like a cork on New Year's with that decisive finish. Player 2 gets a clear victory. I know they want to add more W's to that column. Oh, we're gonna run it back now? This thing ain't over yet. Brings it all together. Goes for an overhead. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective game plan. Uses the drive rush to deprive them of their turn. Hits. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give him a psychological advantage. They piled up the knowledge. Now how are they going to use it? Was looking for that jump attack. Gets the launch with Vagabond here. What'll happen here? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. There's a wall strike. They can't do anything now. What a slick combo to take that round. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. So looking for the overhead this time. She's tearing through him with the Soldier Runka. Finish him like you mean it, Chun-Li. Player 1 grabs him smooth out of the air. Player 2 still has Winston. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Somehow, Manage closes it out. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Hits him with the Vagabond edge. Uses the drive rush to deprive them of their turn. Lots of aggression from both sides. Player 1 has used up all their drive. And changes the pace with an air-to-air. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Life lead opens up. Drive gauge finally recovers. Picks up the win with a projectile. Good read. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give him a psychological advantage. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Pelting them with the sends the meter on the super arc. You know she ain't skipping leg day. Hoyoku-sen. Now can they finish the job? Opts to continue laying on the pressure with the drive rush. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage. They return to center stage. Gives a little space with the throw. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Very difficult to use drive, which sends the meter on the super arc. Goes for the level 3 super arc to show them this is how we roll in this town. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Going in? Player 2 will look and whips. Wide open. Player 1 can't use any drive. Grabs him smooth out of the air. Big head burns out. Closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Tricky hit barrier. The final round. Picks a good spot to use the super. He's tearing him up. These kicks out of this are actually ridiculous. And they blinks it. Then it eats it. There's a burnout. Player 1 is in burnout state. A very perilous situation. Clutch, anti-air. Anti-air in the clutch. Covers their track with hidden barrier. Gotta do better than that. Denies the jump-in attempt. You gotta hand it to both our fighters. They put on a real clinic for it. It is not over. They want that run back. How's it going to unfold? Nice parry. Parries the attack. Parrying an attack like that is risky, but the reward is the drive gauge building up. Still slugging it out here. Player 1 has used up all their drive. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Not having the crosser. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Hits. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give him a psychological advantage. Everything up until now and everything from here on out is so vital. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Early round super damage for the pressure. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is the smart meter management. Checks with the medium kick. Springs forward with the drive rush. Jumps up. Runs in. Player 2 needs to watch. Oh, burnout activates. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Barely blocks the jump. Covers our tracks with hidden burial. Are we going to see a comeback here? Tricky hidden burial. Blocks it. Between the wall and a hard place. And they're stunned. Who's going to take it? Burns out. Reads the jump in perfectly. We're putting the cherry on top. Closes it out. Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.